Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that the volcano eruption has concluded. June 21st, 2024, Friday. Hello, hello. The lava wall that was built has been breached. And now we are looking at the fire brigade are helping out. They build this system. I read the article the other day that the Icelandic uh, government spent millions to build this water tube system that feeds to the eruption area, and they're able to kind of battle the lava with the water to cool it down so the progression doesn't proceed towards the power plant. So if you look at the power plant is right here with the smoke. That's not the volcano, that's the power plant. And the lava is slowly creeping up on it. There's the Blue Lagoon. And over there's the volcano, which looks like it's sleeping or it's taking a nap. Or it could be done. There's still lava channels underneath. The lava is still kind of flowing underneath the eruption, and it's flowing, like I said, west. So we're gonna have to see what happens. Yeah, the volcano is snoozing right now, from what it looks like. The latest and greatest update was on June 18th. That was the rate of uplift is slightly lower than before the eruption started. The crater is not showing any activity from what it looks like. The weather here has been pretty wet. It's been raining for the last 4 days. And today, right now, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's an overcast, it's broken clouds, and this area here has stopped. And you get a little bit of sun here and there. But tonight, we're looking at showers again. Here's an article talking about the lava that has broken through the wall. So the Icelandic authorities are rushing to block volcanic lava from reaching the power plant near the erupting volcano, which is right to this road, which is Road 43. That's the power plant that's in danger. So the latest eruption, which began in late May, is the fifth in the area since December 2023. It has marked by vigorous lava flows, some of the highest recorded in recent activity, covering main roads and threatening infrastructure in Grindavik and surrounding areas. The emergency teams have been using water from fire trucks to cool the advancing lava. Although this method requires large amounts of water and heavy-duty pumps. So some of the barriers that are right now blocking the lava. These barriers are designed to redirect or stop the lava flow before it can cause significant damage. Built from gravel and soil, the barriers are expected to be around 20 to 26 feet high and reportedly take several weeks to complete. But the new thing, which are these tubes and pumps that they installed, which is really interesting. The Icelandic Parliament has approved funding for these barriers through a tax on property owners, indicating the country's commitment to the critical project. The government has allocated nearly 500 million ISK kroners, or $3.6 million, for the purchase and specialized equipment needed for lava cooling. The equipment, which includes powerful pumps and long pipelines, is also capable of combating wildfires, providing a versatile tool in the country's emergency response arsenal. The method of using water to cool lava was last employed during the 1973 eruption on the Western Islands, which is technically straightforward. The process demands significant water resources and robust infrastructure to be effective. Despite these challenges, the Icelandic emergency services are committed to deploying all available resources to protect the Svartvingi power plant and the surrounding community. So that's the latest from the eruption here. Very interesting stuff happening. Iceland going full arsenal on the volcano, trying to stop it from flowing into the power plant, which is understandable because if it does get through, it'll be quite a mess. Compared to the previous eruptions, this one's just very disrupting. Now it's getting serious, and it's getting near some of the infrastructure. It has disrupted and destroyed some homes in Grindavik, and now it's heading towards the power plant, which connects many homes, including hot water and electricity. So we'll see what happens. Right now, it looks like the volcano has slowed down, or it's sleeping, or it's snoozing. It's definitely taking a siesta. So maybe now it's a good time to go full arsenal on any emergency response and continue building barriers alongside the power plant, alongside the town of Grindavik. The lava is moving towards the west, so that's the only issue. But as soon as the eruption ends, as we're seeing now, I think it's coming to an end. There is another eruption that's going to happen, and we don't know when. I can't get to the cone because I'm too far away, and the drone won't make it. By the time it gets there, the battery will die, and won't have enough juice to come back. It's too far from this position. Wind conditions are very, very calm. There is no smoke coming out of the cone right now. If there is, it's very, very mild or mild to none. And as far as pollution, if there is any wondering gas pollutions um, at the current moment, the wind is slightly moving towards the northwest, but there is really no activity happening, so there's not much danger at the current moment. Like I said, weather forecast right now, it's partly cloudy, pockets of sun, mostly cloudy. Uh, it is 3 o'clock p.m. and towards the afternoon and midnight, we are looking at showers again. And then the whole week, the rest of the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we're just looking at rain, rain, rain. So we're not going to be able to see the crater for the next 2 days, and perhaps this weekend it's the finale, meaning it's completely done. This eruption has come to an end. Now it's just fighting the lava and waiting for the next eruption, which no one knows when it will happen, where it will happen. Temperature is really good right now. It's June 21st, and then uh, it's about probably say like 14 degrees at the moment. Let me just double check. It's very humid. There's a lot of humidity right now. Very humid because of the ongoing rain. Yeah, 14 degrees Celsius at the current moment, or almost 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not summer weather, but it's something. Yeah, unfortunately here, it's cooler, which is great. But prior eruptions, like the one from 2021 and 2022 and 2023, last year, those three eruptions you were able to get really close to the crater. It was more spectator friendly, just to use a word. It was more spectator friendly, and you can really feel the heat. There was a lot of sections where you were able to go around and see the eruption. There was many paths to the eruption, and that was the cool part about it. And from the third, from 2023, which was the Litli Hutur last friendly spectator volcano, after that one, it was pretty much over because it got too disruptive, and people just weren't able to access it. Now it became a virtual volcano experience. Now it's mostly viewed online through webcams or live streaming feeds. So I call this the virtual volcano now. The air smells amazing here. It's the most fresh air you can get in the world here in Iceland. You take a deep breath in and you feel like $1 million. The air is fresh, the water's fresh, the fish is fresh. But if you go near the now if you go near the eruption area, you do start smelling the gas pollution, which is not good. And you smell, if you're around there's a lot of moss around this area, especially where the eruption is happening. The moss is that green stuff that's blossoming right now in the summer season of Iceland, and in some areas where there's a lot of lava fields, there's this green texture that looks surreal, looks really weird. That's moss that grows over the lava rocks that takes thousands of years to develop naturally. So here there's a lot of that, and during one of my experiences last year, which was the Litli Hutu eruption of 2023, there's so much moss around that eruption area that it created a wildfire, a wild moss fire. There was more fire burning than the actual eruption lava fire. And what it did was it just burnt all the moss, and that smell was like it was a very unique smell. It was like almost like a perfume, and it was crazy. It was a wildfire, and that smelled pretty good. Besides, then the gas from the eruption, which is bad because it's toxic, that's not good. But other than that, if you're away from this area, if you're more in the countryside, the air is fresh and it's clean and it's beautiful. So this thing is definitely off. Usually you see a crazy amount of smoke or plumes over the crater. Not today. Today it's completely shut down. check out some of the, I want to see the roads. So right now, just to give you an update, as far as roads, because I know people come here and they want to visit the highlands. And I think at the moment, the roads to the highlands are closed. And currently, let me see, road conditions. Let's check first the road conditions. And I put this, I have 3 sites on the description for road conditions, and it's road.is for road conditions. The weather is vidor.is. And then there's safetravel.is for any critical updates. But as far as this area here in the Reykjanes Peninsula, where the eruption is in GRINDAVIK, Route 43 is still completely closed. And then partial roads in the south, like 427 going to GRINDAVIK. And then people that are going to the Blue Lagoon that are coming from 41 from the airport. The new route to the Blue Lagoon, which is a little bit further out, is through 41 to 44 coming from the airport, and that just wraps around into the Reykjanes Peninsula, goes to 425 and then wraps around the south and comes back up into GRINDAVIK. But there's going to be a checkpoint where if you're heading to the Blue Lagoon, they're going to want a voucher, a proof of purchase to the Blue Lagoon. Otherwise, they won't let you in. And that's that area. That's basically what's closed around here. 41 is still active, which connects Reykjavik and Keflavik International Airport. Route 1, everything mostly here is open. But right now, at the current moment, because of weather conditions, anything in the middle of the island, which are the highlands, the F roads that lead to the highlands are closed. They're red. Um, 208, which is the main F road that takes you into Lamalaugar Highlands camping site, is partially open. Partially meaning just the outskirts is open. But then after that, you won't be able to continue. I see, though, if you're coming from the north, you could take 26. It looks like 26 has opened up, and you're able to go through the top, high north, and then 208 from 26 is open, and you can take that into the highlands. But eventually, there are some areas that are still closed from what I see here. But by July, I think by July everything opens up. It looks like things are heating up and the road conditions are starting to be accessible. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. The stream is early because it's going to get worse later in this afternoon. So I opened it up just a little bit earlier just to check out what's going on. And after a couple of days of rain and no visibility, we finally get to see the cone again. And there's absolutely no activity happening right now. So we were saying that this could be the end. Which is good if it's ending, because we're able to, well, at least the search and rescue firefighters, the town of GRINDAVIK, the town of Keflavik can begin a reconstruction of the barriers. And we were saying before that they've invested into this system, this water pipe system where they can hose down the lava, slow it down, and perhaps now they can take this opportunity to re-engage the process of protecting the town of GRINDAVIK again, and the power plant, which is in danger, for the next eruption. The flow still continues. There's still lots of lava underneath the dried lava that's on the surface. So even though there's no activity happening at the cone or at the crater, there's still activity happening underneath. There's still things that are moving underneath. And the lava's still pushing. The lava's still moving. It's still progressing. So it's not over, but in the sense of the visual of the graph of the crater, it seems to be kind of done, or turned off momentarily. Because when this is done and this closes up, the pressure begins again. The chamber, the magma chamber underneath where we are now, the Reykjanes Peninsula, and the area where the eruption is currently happening, will build up again. The pressure will build up. The earthquakes will begin again, and then a new eruption will commence. Which, that's going to be the crazy part, because I don't know if, no one knows where it will open up. There's only a proximity of a projection or an area where it could open. And right now, if there were another opening in the earth, it could creep up close to the power plant, as if the pattern continues, or it could open up closer to one of the main roads where I'm near, which is 41, which is the main highway. It could also open up in the middle of the town of GRINDAVIK and create more destruction. But as of right now, it looks like it finds areas where it had erupted in previous times. So it finds those weak points. And then it emerges. So who knows? It might happen if it happens again. Where will it go? There's also a lot of electrical poles where I'm at, and you could see there's a lot of connections that lead towards these coastal areas, these coastal towns. So if it opens up around this area, there's another disruption of electrical wiring, and that becomes a problem. But the big one is the more the lava eats the roads, the less accessibility that there is. And the more they have to keep opening up the lava to access things. Although they're able to open up 43 again, which is completely shut down right now because of the lava. It was open a few weeks ago, and now the lava just ate it. It went over the pre-existing road they opened up. The problem is there you just can't. It's a moving target. You open it again, and then the lava's still progressing and moving. You can't really stop that. So even if you open up the road for 5 days or 10 days, eventually the lava will continue to move slowly, but it'll eat up the road again. But the worst thing that could happen right now is the power plant. So I don't know what the best solution is. If it's, I was also thinking about the possibility of building a moat around the power plant, but I don't know if that would make things worse. So kind of like a castle from back in the days. The moat is the part where you secure the castle with the water. So if people try to barge in or interfere or try to hop over the castle walls, the moat would act as a security system. And in the moat you can have, I don't know, like piranhas, for instance, like fish that will eat you, or things like I don't know, what do they call those things? Perhaps like chains that can eat up, like they can hook to a leg or something if they're trying to cross, or lots of things you can put in the moat. So I'm talking about a lava moat. So a lava moat would be something where you'd create this empty moat around the crocodiles. Crocodiles would be that would be the perfect security system. But the lava moat would be something where you have an empty surrounding space where you would eat up, or you would take out the soil around the power plant, and then you go deep enough, not too much, because apparently you might be going into lava itself if you dig too much. I think, but just enough where if the lava does reach the power plant, it could be directed into the moat, and then the moat would just become a highway, a lava highway, which is splits, and then you have something like that. I don't know. I mean, this is just theoretical. I'm designing something out of my head from seeing something like that, and but the lava moat would be interesting to see. So you can make the lava moat far enough out of the power plant, and then create barriers that are high enough. So from the depth to the height is a crazy amount of distance. So if the lava does start drying up eventually, as it grows or pushes, it doesn't get over into the power plant. So there's a lot of things. You can also, dry it at the same time. You can create a. I remember some of the things that are coming up is a movie called, I think it was called Volcano, which was in Los Angeles or something. It was like a movie from the 90s. And in the movie Volcano, this is the problem they had. They had to barricade the lava from coming into the city from this like eruption that they never thought was going to happen. And one of the struggles was the one of the challenges was that there was creating a barricade, creating a wall for the lava. Obviously, it's Hollywood movie, so they make it more extreme. And I remember they were just using highway highway dividers, those concrete dividers. But obviously, this won't work in real life. Seeing this, you understand the strength and the unpredictability of how lava actually flows. Even if you try to, even if you move it or stop it enough, the lava eventually finds its way. It's that good. But I haven't seen uh, a moat concept so far since all these eruptions have happened. Most of the concepts to direct the lava has been has been over the surface. So more like mountain hilly barriers or altitude barriers than the negative depth uh, under the surface barriers. Or so instead of a speed bump, it would be a what would it be, a dip bump. So instead of speed bumps, you would have a dip bump. It would dip underneath and flow. I don't know. It's just theoretical. It would be interesting if somebody tunes in from the search and rescue to this stream, and they're listening to this right now, and they go, let's try a moat. But I'm sure they have tried. They have they have thought of this. I'm sure they have. Yeah, the moat is pretty much just direction. It's directional. The moat would just act as the directional. It's a directional like road for the lava. Because what I see in all the barriers, and I've seen also in 2021, I've seen when they first constructed the first barrier in the 2021 eruption, they were trying to slow it down because there was a fear that there was a lot of, actually 2021 I think had the most eruption, the most lava uh, spillage or consumption meaning the lava that came out from the earth into the surface out of all the eruptions. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was because it also lasted, I think, 8 months or something. But they were trying to barricade or slow down the flow that was going into one of these areas in Fragadas Fiac, and it was reaching Route 427, and it was going to shut it down. So they were slowing it down. But what happened was they pushed it. The lava decided to take another course, and then eventually it found its way out of the barrier, and it actually sped up because if it went around and then went down a hill, and then and then the momentum started taking place, and it became 10x the speed. Yeah, I don't know. It could be yeah more expensive digging down. It could be also mean that you're digging perhaps like digging down is you're opening up more of the earth, so you're making it weaker during around this area, which is very weak, and then there's lava underneath, there's magma underneath, so you might start digging, and then all of a sudden you pop a hole, and then a new eruption happens. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm sure you can go deep enough where that doesn't happen, and then you can create this. If anybody, anybody watching or you guys are tuned into the chat, if you have any other ideas, like this is a very interesting conversation to have because what other ways if you're let's say you're the head of of the the fire department or the government head here in Iceland, and someone goes, how do we stop lava from flowing, or like how can we direct, what is the most efficient and best way to direct and stop lava? I don't think you can stop it, but you can move it. I think the idea is always to move it, to direct it, not to stop it. How do you direct it in a more efficient and safe way, or how do you protect certain areas by directing it instead of building a wall, instead of building some barrier with the earth or the soil or rocks or anything like that? What other concept do you think might work? Yeah, you think about it. You're talking about lava. You're talking about earth that's growing and it's pushing and it's evolving. Like what other ways can you do it? Because right now the concept is barriers, walls. Yeah, that's another thing um, regarding the town being next to next to an eruption. But the thing is, yes, this whole island is a volcano, or it's built out of a volcanic eruption, uh, tremendous amounts. And yes, the area that we're at, the Reaganist Peninsula, has opened up again after many years. So at the time of the development, let's say Grindavik, the Keflavik Airport, uh, Reykjavik, capital city, and these neighboring coastal towns, they weren't experiencing anything dramatic at the time of development. But now, like for instance, last year, Grindavik, and still till before they got evacuated, they were developing a lot. There was a lot of development happening. It's beautiful town, gorgeous town. They do a lot of fishing there, uh, but they they weren't in this situation. Now it's becoming serious. So yeah, yes, you have to respect the fact that you are the where it is. It's in an eruption area now. It's an active eruption area, and things will be disrupted very badly. So as you were saying, the power plant is in danger. It's already been built. The infrastructure is there. It's connecting so many things, but it's it's in the middle of a of a ticking of a ticking time bomb eruption of a volcano. So what do you do with it? So the logistics of rebuilding an entire power plant is not easy to say, let alone actually do. So it's kind of difficult. You also have very close, not in danger, but close, the international airport of Keflavik. They get a lot of this is the flights that come in from all over the world are coming into Keflavik Airport. It's at the tip of the peninsula. It's far from where this is happening, but not too far. It's right here. So what happens if there's a disruption in the international airport of Keflavik? What do? You just can't start making new runways here. Plus the ground is very hard and very uneven and now it's very unstable. I was checking a video of someone that was heading towards the Blue Lagoon, and I was very surprised at what you have to go through in order to get to the Blue Lagoon. Um, it's still accessible. You can still get there. You can't get there through the old 43, which is the closest route, but now you have to go further around the peninsula to get there. 44, 425. And you have to you're going through live, like, uh, fresh lava. Um, it's it's a like I would say, like, there's two sides to it. One side is it looks like it's dangerous. Um, and another side is like people that are going there are getting this like immersive eruption experience that they'll never have before. They'll never get anywhere else. So it's like driving around this newly erupted area. You can go through the live lava and you see the smoke coming out and everything's moving. just to get to the Blue Lagoon, where you could kind of go there and then sit back and relax, enjoy the fresh the water, the hot thermals, and do that. Um, and just to get there was like a crazy route, experience. So you can look at it both ways. You can look at it as it's like a full immersive experience, eruption into a blue lagoon, like destruction and chaos, and then you end up in a peaceful, relaxing spa. Or you could say, oh, it's like super dangerous. It's crazy. How can you get there? But it's still accessible. So there are pros and cons. It's very in the same spot as the power plant. The Blue Lagoon is right next to it. So if that goes, then everything goes. Two spots, one that's more in the line of if you lose the power plant, you have more destruction, more, it's not just losing that facility. It's the connection the facility has to the neighboring towns. So it's one little place that could disrupt many. And if the Blue Lagoon goes, it's just another tourist attraction. It's not much of a. It's a loss for the owners. It's a loss for the tourism, but I don't think it's more. It's not chaotic as if the power plant goes out. So I mean, yeah, as long as things are operating, I mean, it's still operating. It's accessible. So it is what it is. Um, there are safety measures that are in play, um, but I'm sure there's gonna be a time where it'll be a little bit more in the danger zone, and that will dictate what happens. Yeah, I mean that, and yeah, they invested a lot of money in this system. So I mean, as long as it's working, I think it looks like it's a good system. You know, it's very hard to get the water over there because it's kind of like in the middle between two coasts. Last time the last year during the Litli Hutor wildfires, the strategy, the operational firefighting was helicopters dropping water tanks in the area so that the firefighters can use them to put out the wild moss fires. So the use of helicopters was introduced. Um, Now one of the things I haven't seen is there are drones, firefighter drones that have hoses, and they're strong enough to lift up a hose that connects down to a truck. And with the firefighter drones, you're able to have enough altitude where you can spray more of the water behind the developing lava. So I'm a little surprised they haven't experimented with the firefighter drones, because it looks like they're very effective. I've seen some videos that some places are using them, especially for high rises, buildings, skyscrapers that firefighters can't get to as far as altitude. So they're using the drones to reach these levels, and they're able to battle the fires, the altitude fires. But this is kind of like the same solution. You would want to lift up the hose with a drone and be able to get more into the lava, meaning like further behind to slow it down. So I haven't seen those yet. I don't know if they have them here though. But it's hard to get the water to that place, to that area. It's very, very hard. So the tubing system must be working, and I don't think there's a need for the operation they did last year, because that was more for like wildfires, and this is just to slow down the lava eventually. And I think they're gonna be able to tackle it now that maybe the eruption slowed down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how much. I think the drones are expensive. Um, and then I don't know if the hoses can be just the hoses they have on the trucks, and they're able to lift that. Yeah, I don't think no Hawaii. I don't think Hawaii would attempt any of this. Uh, I think it's a different story with Hawaii, but also it's if something's in danger with the lava, then I would assume something uh, they would do something or just let it. I mean, sometimes you can't really do anything. The lava will just keep going, even though you try to stop it. Um, Sometimes it just doesn't help. Nothing helps. Like think about it. The current state of the lava right now, like for instance, we're seeing the 43 that has been eaten up by the lava. The the lava the lava's current situation is also dictated by what was done prior to the eruption, meaning the barricades, the barriers that were built. Because those were built, there there has been a disruption in the actual natural flow of this lava. So even though they blocked a lot of the or they slowed down or redirected the lava, it still has breached. It still eventually made its way over, and now it's heading towards where nobody wanted it to head. Nobody wanted it to go. So even though you do dictate a little bit of it, it still finds its way, its natural direction, its natural order. So there's really nothing you can do. Not nothing, but something. So all that lava that we're seeing is the most dried up older lava from the early in the eruption. That's all dried up, but underneath there's still a lot of fresh lava. I'm gonna be wrapping up this stream. I don't know if I'm gonna be coming back later because it's gonna be rainy. If the weather does change, though, I'll probably come back. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I only have a limited time, um, and now that there's not much going on, it's more of short updates, but also fun chatting. No, no dinner yet. Not dinner. Dinner's gonna be a little bit later. And I still have to see what I'm going to do for dinner too. So we'll see about that. Hopefully I can get back tonight again if the weather permits. But it's not looking too good. So if anything, enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you soon.